Rex Fowler, OT7 Scientologist, then tried to commit suicide. He's now standing trial for murder. His Scientology success site says he learned to handle his anger issues. Fail.
That guy that you like with their avatar.
Yes. Klein. Mr. Bug-Eye Klein. We have ways of handling our critics. My name is Clyde. I can threaten people with fair game. I'm an OT6.
That's sick.
He's an OT6. Yep. If Amy Scobie could leave at age 40 and start her life over, there's no excuse for anyone sticking around. She's now a successful businesswoman. If Marty Rathburn can leave after 35 years and start his own cult, you can too. Scientologist John Boucher hung himself. How could Scientology cave someone in like that? David Miscavige's mother-in-law's police report is online. She supposedly committed suicide by shooting herself 4 times. When your leader's mother-in-law commits suicide by shooting herself 4 times, 3 times in the chest and once in the head, there's something seriously wrong. Her police report is online. This org needs to start producing auditors. You're never going to save the planet without auditors. Make sure you get your public in there and find out what their out ethics are. Because after all, you shouldn't have to take responsibility. They should. Yes?
What are you guys all about?
We're protesting the various crimes of Scientology, the number of suspicious deaths, the fact that they charge for spiritual freedom. It runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The attacks against free speech, their critics, they go after them. They show up at their houses with picket signs claiming they're religious bigots. They call people's works. They don't like public attention that's negative towards them. I'm personally out here because the number of people that have wound up dead in their organization from taking them off their medications. They had a member here, his name was John Boucher, and they screwed him up so badly he thought he was mentally oppressing trees and plants, and he hung himself. And every time something like this happens, they want to wash their hands of it. They want to go, well, like I had a guy out here, and joke you not, he accused me of photoshopping these pictures. I'm like, her autopsy report is online. And he's like, you're making this all up. I'm like, dude, you guys tortured this woman over 17 days. She weighed 95 pounds when she died. She was completely dehydrated. She had cockroach bites in her hands and feet. They just will not take responsibility for their actions. You can believe anything you want to believe. I don't care. But when they start draining people's bank accounts and physically abusing people and playing doctor, there's something seriously wrong with it. So we come out, we protest, and they wear masks because they do try to identify their critics. I don't, because I just don't give a shit. So, I tell you, if you're interested in their side, feel free to go in, but Google it, do research, you gotta.
No, I'm just
let me give you one of these.
I don't know. I can't. I'm
okay.
I'm running, but it's interesting. I don't know anything about these guys. But
all right, well, Google it. Do some research online.
Thank
all
you.
right, ciao.
Yes, thank you.
Woo! Let freedom ring, baby. bitch in person. I'm playing with you, you know that.
And every single side of me is 100% genuine. It's true.
I should hope so. We're having a serious conversation down there.
Zoom in on Mo's butt.
Huh?
Zoom in on Mo's ass.
Is that Mo?
Where Nate went.
Oh.
M-O-W.
Oh, he's looking at us.
Hi, I've been seeing you out here all past week.
Sure.
I'm just dying to know what this banner is about. Like,
Okay.
I don't know anything other than like L. Ron Hubbard is crazy and it's like science fiction, but what is like killing people part
Well,
about?
Lisa McPherson is one of a number of Scientologists that have died really horrible deaths in their organization. She went in with about $200,000. When she died, she had about $20 in her bank account. She got into a minor car accident. She was trying to leave Scientology. They came and took her out of a real hospital. They locked her in this thing called the Fort Harrison Hotel, which is one of their compounds in Florida. And over 17 days, she dropped down to 95 pounds. She had cockroach bites on her hands and feet, puncture wounds in her face, arms, backs, legs, bruises all over her body. She started to go into respiratory failure, and they took her to a real hospital at that point. They passed 2 real hospitals, and they took her to a third one where a Scientology doctor was on staff, and she died on the way. And they also don't believe in psychiatric medication.
Right.
This guy right here is a German Scientologist. He was in Florida. They took him off his epilepsy medicine and tried to treat him with vitamins because they believe L. Ron Hubbard said vitamins can treat a lot of diseases. And guess what he died of? Severe epileptic seizure. These 3 right here, their stories are all online, by the way, at this website. These 3, they died in what's called the RPF. They actually have a labor camp. They have this thing called the Sea Org, which is their own paramilitary organization, as if churches should be having paramilitary organizations. So if you have doubts about the leader and you're in the Sea Org, you get carted off to the RPF, which is their labor camp. They have one in Hemet, and they have one in Florida. And these 3 died of carbon monoxide poisoning. They were stuck in a basement, made to sleep down there because they were degraded beings for having doubts about David Miscavige, their leader, and they died in the basement of carbon monoxide poisoning.
So were you a part of the organization?
I was not. The guy that is normally out here they're
How
trying
did you get to be so passionate about it?
I just don't like seeing people attacked for speaking out, and they attack their critics. We have a guy that's normally out here. They try to get a temporary restraining order on him, and that really ticked me off. You can believe anything you want. You can believe in Xenu, the galactic overlord, and space aliens, or whatever the other junk they believe in. That's their business. But when you start draining people's financial bank accounts, and when people start winding up, with the skin boiled off them, this guy died in their Fort Harrison. They found him. He had no skin left on him. There's a problem, and they won't talk about it. They did not. I actually had a guy came out today and told me we were making this up. Her autopsy report is online. You guys were charged with a murder. You guys went up having
And like
settled.
the Scientology organization has been charged with
Well,
it?
they were charged, and what they actually did is they stalked the coroner. The coroner changed the coroner's report after a certain time. The prosecutor was furious. The family still sued them, still got millions out of them. Yes, they were at one point they were charged with a crime. One of the guys who's now left, Marty Rathburn, he's admitted to destroying documentation of what was happening to her in their compound since he's left. But the statute of limitations has now run out, so they can't go back and hit him with another criminal charge. So it's just unrelenting. It's like they had a guy named John Boucher that worked here. They screwed him up so bad he hung himself. And in a suicide note, it said that because they believe, they have this thing called a suppressive person. If you speak out against the church, you get what's called a